So I'm starting to get a sense of how this works, and I see how it works for me, but how do I help others?
Do you know, this is probably one of the most common questions we get, and it comes from a really loving, beautiful place. Human beings see others in suffering, they don't like it, they want to serve, they want to help. And I personally really want to honour that impulse, and because I think it's what, we're tribal beings, we need each other, we're all connected. So I really want to honour that desire. However, I've seen something really, really clearly that I think most of us don't see when we get that impulse to help. And I've seen it in myself. And this is what I want to point to first. When I want to help someone else, the first question to ask is, who am I trying to help? Am I trying to relieve myself of some discomfort in me that that person's not okay? So in fact, I'm not okay that they're not okay.
Right. Because it's distressing sometimes, isn't it, when someone you care about seems to be struggling.
It can feel very, yes, your empathy kind of takes you down that road of almost suffering yourself. And I think when I'm not okay that they're not okay, neither of us are okay. And that's not the best place to help. But when I'm kind of neutral or can be with, accept, embrace their not okayness, I'm much more useful. So the first question is, am I trying to fix out there to feel better in here? Because that's probably not going to work out. So me first, look over here first. And in fact, that's what we often say is, don't worry about out there. See this for yourself. That's enough. Because the more you see it for yourself, the more you'll be of service to others naturally in the moment. So I really want to start with see your own well-being. Know that you're okay, independent of whatever's happening over there. And the clarity of your thought will be greater to be of service. So that would be something that I think is really important. And then what would you add in terms of what way of being or doing could we have when we do witness somebody suffering? What works?
I think maybe first of all what doesn't work so well is if we get just as involved in the story or the drama or whatever that person is struggling with in that moment. Again, it looks to me like we cease to be helpful. Essentially now you've got two people in a drama, in a story of suffering, as opposed to just one. So I think what's more helpful is, again, if I can know that I'm okay, and from that place I can see beyond whatever the person's struggling with in the moment. I can see beyond the behavior, I can see beyond the emotion, and I can actually recognize that they're still okay right behind that. I think there's something really helpful about that. Whether or not I mention it is maybe secondary. Just the fact that I see that, if I'm in alignment with my own well-being, it tends to be relatively easy for me to have eyes for the well-being in the other person. I think that's really helpful because momentarily they've lost sight of it. It probably doesn't feel to them like they have well-being in that moment. So just having someone be that reflecting mirror for the part of you that's still okay is really helpful. It's really reassuring, and it helps people to settle down.
Beautiful. I'm thinking of times when I felt really sensitive, vulnerable, upset. I'm very hypersensitive to other people if they join me or if they try and fix me, or and that their neutrality and loving acceptance seems to be the most helpful thing. And if I was going to identify some observable behaviors that I see happen when people are really of service to me, when I'm in that lost my way, I notice that they're really quiet in themselves. They're calm, they're present, they're engaged, they're with me. But there's a neutrality. They're not trying to direct me in any particular way. And they're listening on a very deep level to me. And then from time to time, maybe playfully, maybe curiously, they may question a few things that look real to me in a gentle way and back off if I kind of fight them. But there's a gentleness and a lightness and a spaciousness in them that somehow brings that out in me. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.